you push me away, I can promise you ain't gonna find me where you left me. My heart's big, but not big enough to deal with people who decide to love me when it's convenient for them.
No bullshit. This is our woman. Tell him, baby.
Yes, it's the woman.
Yeah. So boom. Okay.
She was shot to death in her own home, in front of her 5 children, including the newborn baby she shared with the man who killed her. He called her over 100 times in just 5 minutes after she told him not to come over. Then he showed up, pulled out a gun, and ended her life. So what went so terribly wrong?
You'll miss me someday. You'll miss my calls, my texts. You'll miss the way I cared for you, how I made you feel so loved. You'll miss my hands touching your face and my arms around your waist. You'll miss me someday.
February 1st, 2025. A quiet Texas town. A home-turned-crime scene. Shasmine was shot and killed inside her Cove home. The same home where she had just welcomed a newborn baby. The same home where her children, wide-eyed and terrified, witnessed it all. The man accused of her murder? Alonzo Ezekiel Hunter, her boyfriend and father of her youngest child. He had just gotten out of prison and was supposed to be rebuilding his life. Instead, something snapped. Rage, obsession, jealousy. But what pushed him over the edge? Alonzo wasn't just angry, he was spiraling. According to investigators, he began obsessively checking Shasmine's phone. He believed she was cheating on him.
Do cleans and stuff like that, but also she do suck and all that also. You know what I'm saying? So when she's telling me, hey, babe, I have to...
Even accusing her of being involved with rapper Finesse 2 times. But rather than walking away, Alonzo took his paranoia to social media, blasting her with accusations and painting himself as the victim. Then he made a choice, a cold, irreversible choice. He drove to her house on Tanner Drive. He stormed inside, and he pulled the trigger with their baby just feet away. Shasmine was rushed to the hospital, but didn't survive. The community was left in shock. 5 children lost their mother. One of them, just a newborn, will never remember the woman who gave him life. Days earlier, Shasmine had recorded a haunting video, a message that now feels like a farewell.
You'll miss me someday. You'll miss my calls, my texts. You'll miss the way I cared for you, how I made you feel so loved. You'll miss my hands touching your face and my arms around your waist. You'll miss me someday.
Her words now echo like a chilling premonition. Was Shasmine trying to warn someone? Did she know danger was coming? Was there a chance to stop this before it unfolded? This story isn't just about one tragic murder. It's about ignored red flags. About how jealousy, when left unchecked, can turn deadly. About a system that too often fails women like Shasmine. As the investigation continues, many questions remain. Was there ever proof of infidelity? Or was Alonzo's rage built on fiction? Did she reach out for help? Were the warning signs missed? Most of all, how many more stories like this need to happen before we treat domestic violence like the emergency it is? Let Shasmine's story be a voice for the women still suffering in silence. What would you have done if you were in her shoes? Comment below, share your thoughts, and help make sure her voice is never forgotten. This heartbreaking story takes us to Cove, Texas, a modest, close-knit city nestled in central Texas. Located in the southern corner of Coryell County, with parts extending into Lampasas and Bell counties, Cove is generally seen as a safe place to live. But statistics still paint a sobering reality. In Cove, your odds of being a victim of violent crime are about 1 in 260. Sadly, Shasmine became one of those statistics. But she was so much more than that. Shasmine was a 31-year-old mother of 5, full of life, charisma, and love. She had built a modest but loyal following online. People loved her energy, her transparency, and the way she embraced her journey, flaws and all. She was stunning, undeniably beautiful with a striking presence, which sometimes drew unnecessary judgment from others. Some criticized her for the cosmetic surgeries she had undergone when she was younger, but instead of letting the negativity silence her, Shasmine turned her experiences into teachable moments. She openly discussed the dangers of cosmetic surgery and the mental and emotional pressures that often push young women to fix themselves. She wasn't trying to be perfect. She was just trying to be real. That realness was part of what made people love her. But behind the smiles and social media posts, Shasmine was fighting silent battles, ones that many never saw coming. After spending time in prison, a young man named Alonzo Ezekiel Hunter entered Shasmine's life. On the surface,
No bullshit. This is our woman. Tell him, baby.
Yes, it's the woman.
So boom. Okay. I say, yeah. I'm coming out the you know that I'm about to make a way.
he seemed charming and supportive. They began dating, and their relationship appeared to grow over time. Alonzo even joined her at the gym, trying to win over her friends and show that he was a good man. They traveled together, spent time as a blended family, and before long, Shasmine became pregnant with their child. Alonzo was there during the pregnancy. He showed up to her baby's shower and, at least on the surface, played the role of supportive partner. But according to those close to Shasmine, cracks had already begun to show. Her friends warned her that he was unstable, that he was controlling and, worse, physically abusive. Some even said he put his hands on her regularly. Despite this, Shasmine tried to make the relationship work, maybe for the sake of the child they now shared, or out of hope that things might get better. But they didn't. After the baby was born, things got worse. Alonzo became increasingly possessive, reportedly hovering over every aspect of her life. He didn't allow her the space to breathe or be herself. Eventually, Shasmine had enough. She reported him for his abusive behavior, and charges were filed. Though they broke up, Alonzo didn't let go. He kept speaking negatively about her online, and Shasmine, strong and unafraid, fired back through social media posts of her own. In one post, she wrote, "After still trying to co-parent, when you're facing felony charges because of me, I got an extra slap in the face. But on God, you got it. I have literally been nothing but good to you. When you came home, I was there. When you needed a car, I let you use my backup car. Did I keep trying? Yes, I did. I tried and I tried." In another, she declared, "It feels good to be no more lies, cheating, manipulation, or gaslighting." Alonzo didn't stay quiet. In a now infamous video, he accused Shasmine of talking to rapper Finesse 2 times.
Look, bro, the whole time, right? My baby mama been doing whole shit the whole time in our relationship, and she blaming everything. So look, my baby mama do readings and stuff, right? So this type of stuff she do with her dude clients and the people she do readings, do cleans and stuff like that, but also she do suck and all that also. You know what I'm saying? So when she's telling me, "Hey babe, I have to work," she have to get off the phone. She doing some whole other shit. But check this out. Look at the messages of her and Finesse 2 times. He talking about when you gonna clean me up. She talking about this and that. Check this out.
He painted her as disloyal and suggested she was romantically involved with multiple men. But those who knew her said that Shasmine worked in a field that required networking, connecting, and engaging with people, including men. Her conversations didn't mean betrayal. They meant business. Still, Alonzo's jealousy consumed him, and that obsession turned deadly. How does someone go from being a supportive partner at a baby shower to committing murder in front of their own child? Shasmine gave her heart to someone she thought she could build with. She shared her home, her body, her life, and in return, she was betrayed in the most unforgivable way. Shasmine's story isn't just another news headline. It's a wake-up call, a reminder of how quickly love can turn into control and how important it is to recognize red flags before it's too late. Shasmine deserved better. Her children deserve to grow up with their mother. And her voice, even now, continues to echo, asking us to pay attention before the next beautiful soul is silenced. By the time February 1st, 2025 rolled around, Shasmine Clack and Alonzo Hunter were no longer together. They were living separately, trying, at least from the outside, to move on with their lives. But what happened next would leave everyone who knew them in complete disbelief. Though Shasmine had finally broken free from the toxic relationship, Alonzo couldn't seem to let go. He was still angry, still bitter, still obsessed. And that obsession turned into something dark, something horrifying. According to Shasmine's sister, what unfolded that day wasn't just tragic. It was premeditated. She took to social media to share what really happened behind the scenes. In her emotional post, she explained that on the night of the murder, Alonzo had driven several hours, claiming he couldn't check into his hotel until 3 p.m. He reached out to Shasmine, asking if he could come to her house just to wait it out. But she knew better. She had already filed charges against him. She had already endured enough. She told him no. That should have been the end of it. But instead of accepting her boundary, Alonzo completely snapped. He spam called her over 100 times in just 5 minutes. 100 times. Think about that. The level of obsession and rage behind that is terrifying. And then he showed up uninvited, unwanted, dangerous. He forced his way into her life one final time and did the unthinkable. He shot her, in cold blood, in front of her children, their child included. The fact that he did this with such intention, even after being told no, has shaken the community to its core. What makes it even more chilling is that, just hours before committing the crime, Alonzo posted disturbing things on social media, suggesting a plan, revealing a mindset that was unraveling in real time. This wasn't a moment of passion. This wasn't an accident. This was a calculated act of violence by someone who couldn't stand losing control.
Tonight, we now know the identity of the victim and suspect in that shooting that took place this weekend. Just before noon on Saturday, Cove police found 31-year-old Shasmine Tashawn Clack, who had been shot at a home off Anderson Avenue and Tanner Drive. Cove police identified the suspect as Alonzo Ezekiel Hunter of Beaumont. He was found at a nearby hotel and was arrested for murder.
At around 11:48 a.m., Cove police responded to a call about a gunshot victim at a home on the 900 block of Tanner Drive. When officers arrived, they found 31-year-old Shasmine Clack suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. She was rushed to Advent Health Central, Texas, where, despite doctors' efforts, she tragically succumbed to her injuries. In the hours following the shooting, police began piecing together the events. Witnesses at the scene helped investigators identify the suspect almost immediately. He wasn't a stranger. He wasn't a random attacker. He was someone known to the victim, someone she once trusted. Shortly after the murder, authorities located 27-year-old Alonzo Ezekiel Hunter at a nearby hotel and arrested him without incident.
And a Beaumont man sits in jail tonight charged with the killing of a woman in Cove near Waco. Investigators found 31-year-old Shasmine Clack with multiple gunshot wounds at a home on Tanner Drive. She died at a hospital. 27-year-old Alonzo Hunter of Beaumont was arrested at a nearby hotel.
He was charged with murder and taken into custody. Now, a family is left shattered. 5 children are left without their mother. And a community is left grappling with the reality of how jealousy, control, and unhealed trauma can explode into deadly violence. This raises an urgent question. How do we protect those trying to escape abusive relationships before it's too late? It's easy to say just leave, but the truth is, leaving can be the most dangerous part. Shasmine did leave. She filed charges. She said no. She set boundaries. But none of it was enough to stop what happened. This isn't just a story, it's a call to pay closer attention to the signs, to take threats seriously, and to believe victims when they say they're scared. Shasmine Clack should be here today, raising her children, smiling in selfies, continuing to build the life she deserved. But instead, her life was stolen by someone who couldn't handle her strength, her independence, or her refusal to stay silent. According to the Cove Police Department, the suspect in this heartbreaking case, 27-year-old Alonzo Ezekiel Hunter, was formally arraigned by Justice of the Peace Bill Price.
Cove police are holding 27-year-old Alonzo Hunter of Beaumont on murder charges following a Saturday morning shooting that left a 31-year-old Cove woman dead. Police were called to the 900 block of Tanner Drive shortly before noon Saturday and found Shasmine Tashawn Clack suffering from a gunshot wound. She was taken to Advent Health Central Texas, where she later died. After interviewing witnesses, police identified Hunter as a suspect. He was found at a nearby hotel and arrested without incident. His bond has been set at $500,000.
During the arraignment, Hunter's bond was set at $500,000 for a murder charge. And while the legal process moves forward, there's no escaping the weight of what happened. This isn't just another headline. It's a devastating story about a young mother whose life was stolen far too soon. Shasmine Clack was only 31 years old, a mother of 5, including a newborn baby she had with her accused killer. Her life wasn't perfect, but whose is? She was trying, really trying, to move forward, to do what was best for her children. Many people are quick to judge women in abusive relationships. They ask, why didn't she just leave? But the truth is, she did, and she tried to stay away. That takes courage. That takes strength. She had even filed charges against Alonzo for previous incidents, proving that she wasn't staying silent. She was taking the steps to protect herself and her family. Some rumors floated around, with people suggesting that Shasmine may have been seeing rapper Finesse 2 times or other men. But let's be honest here. Even if that were true, it doesn't change one very important fact. She did not deserve to die. Cheating, real or imagined, is never a justification for murder. No one, under any circumstances, deserves to be gunned down in front of their children. That level of violence and disregard for life is deeply disturbing and should never be excused or explained away. This case is not only tragic, it's a glaring reminder of how dangerous domestic violence can become when red flags are ignored or minimized. Shasmine's death wasn't just a result of a relationship gone bad. It was a result of a pattern of control, obsession, and emotional instability that spiraled into something irreversible. This is why we need to start asking the hard questions. What more could have been done to protect her? How do we support women who are trying to break free from abusive partners? Why is the system still failing victims even after they speak up? You can answer New York commenting on this video. Because Shasmine did everything she could within her power, and it still wasn't enough to save her. In the days following her death, friends, family, and even strangers online poured out their grief, sharing photos, memories, and stories of the loving, vibrant woman she was. She was known for her beauty, her warm spirit, and her deep love for her kids. Her loss has left a hole in the lives of many, especially those 5 children who will now grow up without their mother. We hope that justice is served swiftly and fully. And more importantly, we hope that Shasmine Clack's story becomes more than just a painful memory. Let it be a wake-up call, a reason for change, a reminder that the time to act on warning signs is before things turn fatal, not after. To the friends and family of Shasmine, our hearts are with you. May her memory be a blessing, a symbol of strength, and a call to protect others who are walking the same difficult path. Stay safe, stay aware, and if you or someone you know is in a dangerous relationship, please reach out. Help is out there. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Truth in Crimes. We appreciate you taking the time to reflect on such a difficult and important case. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share them in the comments because your voice matters. Our mission is to bring you accurate, well-researched, and emotionally compelling stories, all grounded in truth. Until next time, stay safe, take care of one another, and stay tuned for another gripping case coming soon.